Hello again, everyone, and welcome to this edition of the Arlington Weekly News. I'm Craig Nolan. Thanks for joining us.
And I'm Daniel Pineda.
And I'm Adele Quo.
And, well, we've got usual lineup on this week's show, news and community bulletin board. Rich is here with his reviews, and Adele Quo is here with
It's Easy Being Green.
Indeed it is. Some CBB items, volunteer items, news for seniors, and then we'll wrap it up with Miriam Gennari and her interview guest from the Arlington County Fair. That's all coming your way on this edition of the Arlington Weekly News, but first here's a reminder from my partner over here.
Yes, Arlington Weekly News is available at www.youtube.com/Arlington Weekly News and the number one we're both on Facebook and youtube.com/Arlington Weekly News and the number one.
All right, thanks Daniel. Here we go, the first of our news items. At around 9 a.m. on Wednesday, 25 July, an armed robbery took place at a check cashing store on Columbia Pike. The robbery occurred in the 4700 block of Columbia Pike. The suspects, two men, forced a female bank employee to empty the backroom safe. The men then fled on foot with about $40,000 in cash. One man had held a knife to the woman's neck, while another held a gun to her head. She was not injured, however. The suspects are described as Hispanic men, about 5'8" to 5'10" in height. One was wearing a white shirt and the other a black shirt. If you have any information on this incident, call police at 703-228-4300. Daniel.
On Tuesday, July the 24th, police discovered a possible murder-suicide at the Park Shirlington Apartments at around 2:40 p.m. A relative reported two victims dead in an apartment bedroom. The deceased were both 30 years old, Hispanic, and in an intimate relationship together. This was Arlington County's first homicide since March of 2010.
And this item, like it or not, streetcars are coming to Columbia Pike. The Arlington County Board voted in favor of an ambitious plan to bring streetcars to Columbia Pike. The cost is an estimated $249 million. On Tuesday, in the Tuesday morning meeting, the board voted 4-0 with one abstention to approve the plan. County planners say the light rail could mix with bus service, carrying a combined about 2,500 passengers a day. It would run from the Air Force Memorial to Northern Virginia's Community College Alexandria campus. Planners hope to secure $110 million in federal and state funds. After that, Arlington and Fairfax County will share the remaining $140 million cost. Streetcar coming to Columbia Pike. Daniel.
And the board also approved a $2.4 billion 10-year capital improvement program, or CIP. The goal of the CIP is to reinvest in aging infrastructure and fund strategic transportation and recreation initiatives. It includes capital investments for 2013 through 2022 of the fiscal years. County schools adopted the CIP in June at a cost of $438 million. The combined schools and county capital improvement plans will require approximately $2.9 billion of investment for the next 10 years.
And in other Arlington County school news, Superintendent Dr. Pat Murphy is one of the school system superintendents joining together to address critical education issues. The drive is part of the large countywide and suburban district consortium called the LCSDC. Their goal is to help ensure that all students are prepared for college careers and citizenship in a dramatically changing world. The network caters to needs of large suburban countywide school districts. We wish them luck with that. Daniel.
And for our last news segment, would you sign a statement letting someone else think of you? At least 5 Sunday school teachers at St. Anne's Parish in the Arlington Catholic Diocese resigned rather than sign oaths that require that they submit to the quote-unquote will and intellect to all of the teachings of church leaders. St. Anne's teachers are a small fraction of the diocese, 5,000 Sunday and parochial school teachers. The letter went out to parishes just as classes were finishing for the summer. Critics consider the mandate a violation of religious freedoms.
And Daniel and I will be back with our CBB file right after we hear from Adele, and it's Easy Being Green. Here's Adele.
Adele.
Hello, thanks. And it is Easy Being Green by stopping your turf grass madness. Americans are completely obsessed with lawns. According to the National Garden Association, more than half of the nation's households devote substantial time to lawn care. 26 million households spend $17 billion a year hiring professionals to maintain their lawns. Emerald Lawns occupy 6,500 square miles of ground, roughly 1.5 times the size of Virginia. Lawn care is as all-American as baseball. That creates a problem with grass in our country, pardon the pun. But what's the big deal? Plenty. First, the real issue is that our emerald green lawns are an import that doesn't really suit most of our country. During our long, dry summers, lawns require a lot of water, so they are often irrigated with municipal drinking water. And they are often treated with synthetic pesticides and typically receive regular, often unnecessary applications of fertilizer. A green lawn is the equivalent ecologically of a parking lot. If you're convinced that you may have an unhealthy addiction to turf grass and want to stop this grass madness, switch to sustainable landscaping. 1. Reduce the size of your lawn by using areas for structural and functional purposes, such as defining an outdoor living room, a pathway between plant beds, or a designated play area. 2. Use regional native ground covers as alternative to turf grass, especially in hard-to-grow or hard-to-mow areas. 3rd, employ a diversity of regionally native trees, shrubs, and perennials to create year-round interest and lovely garden spaces. Get rid of the notion that native is wild and weedy. Done well, native plants are beautiful, lower maintenance, and well adapted to our region to require less watering. In addition to educating on sustainable landscape design, I'm currently searching for residential sustainable gardens with the wow factor to overcome this common perception that sustainable gardens are not as attractive as conventional landscape design. If you live in Arlington County and think you may have a sustainable home and garden that marries art, design, science, and technology while conserving our natural resources, and you would like to be featured on cable TV, please send me an email with your contact information, akuo.va@gmail.com. Remember, it's easy being green, and stop your turf grass madness.
All right, turf grass madness.
That's correct.
All right, it's a new affliction, I guess.
I hope it's not as bad as
So sustainable lawns and greenery is better than turf grass madness. That's not easy for me to say. Easy for you to say.
You've been practicing.
I have.
Good job. Thanks, Adele.
Thank you.
Okay, here we go with first of our CBB, Community Bulletin Board items. The Arlington County Fair is coming up. This is a community-wide event that will have a wide range of educational and entertaining activities for people of all ages. This year, it will be held from August 8th through the 12th at TJ, Thomas Jefferson Community Center, located at 3501 2nd Street South. For more details, visit their website, arlingtoncountyfair.us. Arlington Independent Media, our own AIM, will have a booth there. If you stop by the booth, you just might see some of us folks manning a shift or two at the AIM booth. So stop on by and say hi. All right. That note on the fair. Daniel.
Well, the Arlington County Fair relies on volunteer support throughout the year and especially during the fair in August. If you'd like to help, there are a variety of ways. Volunteers are needed for everything from setup to assisting with activities to greeting fairgoers at the information desk. To get involved, fill out a form at Arlington County fair.us/about-us/volunteer/org. or email them at acfvolunteer@gmail.com.
And some information now on the youth fencing program. Here's a chance to volunteer. Arlington Youth Fencing needs volunteers to help with their program administration. If you're interested in helping kids deal with equipment, assisting parents with paperwork, bookkeeping, or administrative tasks, give them a call at 703-528-5618. And we'll be back with news for seniors right after we hear from our man about town for Theater of the Arts and a whole lot more, Mr. Rich Misabi.
Hi, Rich.
Here's
Thank
Rich.
you, boys. Thank you, boys. Last Thursday, the 19th, at the Embassy of the Czech Republic, there was a red carpet bash featuring a photo exhibition by Patrick Ryan. Ambassador Petro Gandalovich welcomed the guests, including Miss District of Columbia 2012, Sarah Hillware, and other pageant queens. Quite an evening. The address of the embassy is 3900 Spring of Freedom Street, Northwest. The web for the embassy is mzv.cz/Washington. The phone is 202-274-9129. The Folger Theater on Capitol Hill will open its new season on September 8th with Shakespeare's Hamlet, direct from Shakespeare's Globe Theatre in London. It will run through September 22. The Conference of the Birds, about the ethereal search for the answer, runs from October 23 through November 25. Birds is directed by Aaron Posner with original music by multi-talented Tom Teasley. He really plays a million instruments. On January 22 next year through March 3rd is Henry V, followed by Twelfth Night on April 30 through June 9. And Robert Richmond directs both last productions. Call 202-544-7077 for information, or check the website at folger.edu/theater. The Alexandria Symphony Orchestra will open its 2002-2013 season on Saturday, September 22 at 8 p.m. with the music of humanity. That's the theme, featuring pianist Yulia Gorman playing Piano Concerto No. 1 by Brahms. The orchestra will also be playing works by Copland and Sibelius on Saturday, November 10, and on Sunday, November 11. The music of inspiration is the theme there, with the pianist Yefrem Brafman playing Piano Concerto No. 5 by Beethoven. Anyway, there's a whole bunch of stuff, and you could check it on their website at www.alexsim, it's on the screen.org, or call 703-548-0885. And Kim Allen Klug is really the great music director there. Let's see here. What am I going to talk about? Oh, there's a great show. The McLean Community Players are winding up their current production of Legally Blonde, the musical, on this Sunday at 2 p.m. Their star, so you got a chance to see it Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Their star, Kate Merriman, gives Reese Witherspoon, in my opinion, a run for the money as L.A. Woods. There's a huge cast and orchestra. Two characters, Bruiser and Rufus, give the others a bit of a competition. The story is about Elle, who tries to get back at her ex-boyfriend who doesn't think she's smart enough to go to Harvard Law School. It's a real fun show with lots of songs and dancing. Try to catch the final shows of Legally Blonde, the musical, on the 27th, 28th, and 29th at the Alden Theater, just off Route 123 in Ingleside Road. Good direction, too, by Mike Raplogi and Ann O'Neill. For more info and tickets, call 703-790-9223 or check the website at mcleanplayers.org. I'm telling you, this kid here, Merriman, she's got it. She's got it. One last thing. You know Cinetic Theater? Well, they too sent me something on their 2012, 2013. I mean, they're in a league by themselves, the Cinetic Theater. You know that. They do a lot of wordless productions and whatever it is. Anyway, I want to tell you, on September 20th of this year, through October 21, they're doing Jekyll and Hyde. You know, that's got to be good. And then on December 6th, a trip to the moon. Now, I don't know what that's about, but, you know, they do good stuff. And then next year, February 21, The Tempest. And then they do later The Three Musketeers. And then next summer, we're next summer already. I thought.
Already? Oh,
yeah, they're doing a Midsummer's Night's Dream. I don't know.
It's
But
almost August.
Cinetic stuff does their stuff down there in Crystal City. They got free parking. It's on like 18th Street there.
Free parking?
Yeah,
That's a deal.
free park it yourself, yeah. Okay, so look, the box office number is 800-494-8497, but if you need to call the office about anything like that, 703-824-8060, and you can look up the whole story on their website, Cinetic Theater, and that's with an ER, cinetictheater.org. So that's what I've got to say about stuff. Last week and this week I've been bringing you stuff of the new season. You know,
Good stuff.
Yeah,
Good stuff.
yeah,
Good
yeah.
stuff. We look for a restaurant review next week,
That's
too.
right.
All right.
Yeah, and
Some food.
We'll be
Yes.
waiting with our appetites.
Okay.
Thanks, Rich.
Yeah.
All right, here we go now with our final segment on this edition of the Arlington Weekly News, our News for Seniors segment. And here we go. A few weeks ago on this very show, our very own Rich Misabni interviewed Barbara Caro and Pete Olivert, did I say that right? Olivert?
Yes.
About an exciting new adventure to help keep seniors in their homes. And this interview revealed for the first time a new project called Arlington Villages. This initiative is supported by the Arlington County folks and will be administered for the most part by volunteers. There'll be two presentations about this new program. The first will be held Monday, August 6th at 11 in the morning at Aurora Hills Senior Center, and the second one on Tuesday, August 7th at 7 p.m. at Walter Reed Senior Center. For more information and to register, call them at 703-228-4721. Daniel.
Well, the advice to eat less salt for better health comes from all directions. There are a range of alternatives to salt. Virginia Cooperative Extension agent Jennifer Abel will describe and demonstrate some of them on Tuesday, July the 31st at 11 a.m. at Langston Brown Senior Center. Ms. Abel will share recipes and samples. For more information and to register, give them a call at 703-228-6300.
And here's some information now on learning how to defend yourself. If you'd like to hear some tips about self-defense and how to protect yourself and your property, seniors are invited to attend an FREE free program Thursday, August 2nd at 1 p.m. at Walter Reed Senior Center. The self-defense expert from Fit to Be will lead the discussion and demonstration. More information and registration at 703-228-0955. And it's free.
It's free, yes.
It's free. Daniel.
Well, Craig, there's just a month left to register for the 2012 Northern Virginia Senior Olympics, which will take place on September the 15th through the 26th at venues throughout Northern Virginia. Opening day will be in Arlington at the Thomas Jefferson Community Center, and on the same day, the diving competition will be held at Yorktown High School pool. Seniors have to be 50 years of age and live in Northern Virginia to be eligible to participate. Over 40 events from sports to Scrabble are being offered. The registration fee is only $12, which covers multiple events. And if you need any more information, visit the website at www.nvso.us or give them a call at 703-228-4721. And obviously, we want to thank our own Judy Masomni for helping us out
Thanks,
with this
Judy.
week's programs. Thank you so much, Judy.
Okay. Before we go, we'd like to remind you to stay tuned for one more segment here on this edition of the Arlington Weekly News, and that's Miriam Gennari and her guests from the Arlington County Fair. Here's Miriam.
Thank you, gentlemen. And now I've got the pleasure of having Tiffany Kudrovets. She is the chairman of the Arlington County Fair Board of Directors, and Amy Doan, you're the vice chair on the board. Thanks so much for being with me, ladies.
Thanks for having us.
All right, so let's talk about the fair. Tell me about some of the exciting things we can look forward to this year.
Oh, this year is going to be the best ever. What we've done is we've brought back a lot of the favorites from past years, the racing piglets, all the food vendors, the indoor vendors, live entertainment, all of the competitive exhibits. But also we've expanded our local programming. So in addition to the local groups who would perform inside, we have high school bands performing outside. We have a magician. The Sonetic Theater will be there. So we're really excited to have more local talent. And also the turf field, which is just a really great field at TJ, we're really taking advantage of this year. So we'll have an Arlington Social Sports League doing demos, the Soccer Association, the lacrosse team, and we'll also have DC United.
Wow, that's fantastic. It sounds like there's going to be a lot more involvement from various groups. Now, I know it's always fun and it's always educational, but this particular year you've got a new focus, something about sustainability, and you know, can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. With our partnership with Arlington County, we've been able to really dive into what sustainability means and showcase that at the fair. So we've have a Live Green, Learn Green theme for competitive exhibits, and then throughout the fair we're really beefing up what we're doing to show that Arlington County Fair is sustainable and partner with the county.
Outstanding. Now, you have lots of different organizations and various sponsors that help you bring this fair together. Tell us about some of the long-standing organizations and also some of your sponsors.
Okay.
Our sponsors range. We have Comcast, we have Dominion. They're doing a really great booth indoor to talk about green power. And we also have a partnership that's relatively new, but we're excited about it, with the Arlington Welfare Animal League. So we're looking forward to having them, and who doesn't like to see their pets at the fair?
Exactly, exactly. And what about Virginia Cooperative Extension? Will we see them there?
They will be. Virginia Cooperative Extension has an indoor booth, so they'll talk about sustainability and different programs. And also Arlington County's Fresh Air team is going to talk about ways to be more eco-friendly, not just at the fair, but in general. So both of those are really good ones that hit on the Live Green, Learn Green theme.
So now this is a big production, and it takes lots of volunteers. In fact, you ladies said there's 12 people working year-round to put this fair together. But how many volunteers do you have working on the fair?
We have the 12 board members who volunteer all of their time, and then we have about 75 volunteers who come in. Everything from judging the competitive exhibits to helping at the information desk to coordinating the shuttles. So in all, we'll round up, I mean, it's probably at least 100 community members who are giving time, whether it's, you know, 5 hours on something really specific or 100 hours over the course of the year.
Fantastic. Now, it's a big production, and you know, you cover a lot of ground, and I'm always wondering, okay, so how are you going to deal with all the, well, when the fair is done, all the waste, all the, can you tell me a little bit about your plans for recycling and making TJ be a great school again after you're done?
Yeah, absolutely. This is something we've actually learned a lot about this year, just in terms of sustainability. We're saying, are we practicing what we're preaching? We're saying, live green, learn green. What exactly is the fair doing? So with Fresh Air as our partner, we're promoting more recycling. So we're doing signage that explains what can be recycled and what can't. Awesome. We're also recruiting some volunteers who are trained to say, you know, this can go in this container, this goes here. This is definitely trash. And we've also learned a lot about where the trash goes, and we're working with our waste management company. So everything that's not recyclable can go to the county's waste to energy facility. And our fun fact that we learned is that by taking the waste there, it can provide power for 23,000 homes, and that means that only 10% actually ends up in landfills. So we're really proud of both the increased recycling, but also to take care of what can't be recycled.
So it sounds to me like the fair is really taking the best of our students, the best of our programs and our organizations, and really it's out there on display. But what about some of the fun things that people like to look forward to too, like the pig races or the rides? What can we expect this year?
My personal favorite are the deep fried Oreos, which you left off the list, but I'm sure lots of people will love.
Okay.
But absolutely, there's racing piglet shows from Wednesday night, Thursday night, and then 5 shows Friday, Saturday, Sunday. which is really exciting. The Harlem Wizards, if you came last year, they did shows on 2 days, but they do dance parties in the middle. There's face painting on the kids' court. So, I mean, there's a lot of interactive things both inside and outside, and everyone loves to shop. And the indoor vendors area is a great place for arts and crafts vendors, but also to learn, because there are civic associations and nonprofit organizations there too. So I think it's a good mix of, I think all of that is exciting. Those are probably my favorites.
I know that there's a woman across the street right now who has already been testing her pies so that she can compete in the fair. Is there anything new in the competitions this year?
Our competitions are relatively the same as last year, minus that we have the theme, the Live Green, Learn Green. So we're really excited to see what comes from that. Just about every category has an opportunity for competing with the theme. So it'll be interesting to see what Arlington, how they interpret the Live Green, Learn Green theme.
And those categories are broken up by age groups too.
They
So
are.
So tell me those age groups and how people can.
Sure, we have.
What's youngest is youth, like 5 to 12, all the
Okay.
way up to senior adults and everything in between. Most of the categories have 4 or 5 age groups.
Okay, and then the fair takes place when? From August 8th?
8th through the 12th.
Okay, and the hours?
It's different every day.
Okay.
It's on our website, but it starts at 5 o'clock on Wednesday, so 5 to 10 p.m. on Wednesday, Thursday, and then the rest are on the website. But if they show up Wednesday, they can pick up the guide and have a good reference.
Excellent, excellent. All right, well, ladies, thanks so much. This is exciting. I think it's what people are looking forward to, and I know that they shouldn't miss it. So thank you for watching Arlington Weekly News. I'll see you at the fair.
And thank you, Miriam,
Thank
and
you.
the ladies from the Arlington County Fair coming up here 8 August, is that right?
Yeah.
Get out and check out the Arlington County Fair. It's a great local event, lots to see and do and eat at the Arlington County Fair. That's about a wrap for this edition of the Arlington Weekly News. Anything else to add before we go, gentlemen?
Yes,
And-
YouTube.
Well, I was going to say, there's no charge. There's no charge for the county
It's
fair.
free.
Yeah,
It's
it's
FREE free. We like
Yeah.
free.
And we have a booth, right?
And we, well, AIM will have a booth there, so stop by and check it out. Okay, that's a wrap. Thanks for watching this edition of the Arlington Weekly News. Have a safe week. Next week, you be there, we'll be here, and we'll do it all again. Take care. Bye-bye.